Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. The last video I did was a devlog on Pandemic Walkers, and a lot has happened since then. Not necessarily in development, but in just in the space of promotion and basically just deciding to do this. So I basically wanted to make the announcement that the page is up. If you want to go and follow it on Game Jolt, I'm planning on bringing it to other places like Itch. I've always thought about putting it on Steam, but I honestly don't know. I might do that later down the line, maybe, depending on how well it goes everywhere else. But yeah, it's on Itch now. I made sure to put a thing saying that everything on here is basically placeholder, because as you guys know, I've got, well, actually no you don't, I've got an artist now since my devlog. There's someone working pretty closely with it, so the sprites obviously won't look as bad for long, hopefully, and we'll be able to get some proper stuff going. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, there is now a page for it that you can go and follow if you're on Game Jolt. Like I said, I might put an Itch page up eventually. But yeah, I'm really happy with it so far. Obviously, the problem that really came with this project in general was the graphical stuff, and I don't have much of an income, barely any really. Definitely not a consistent one anyway. So it was always kind of a question of like, how am I actually going to make this? So I wasn't really expecting much, but I streamed a little after I posted the page up publicly, and I went on YouTube, started streaming, made it a celebratory stream, and Clayton decided to help with the funding a little bit. I won't say exactly how much he donated, but it was a ridiculous amount. In the commission space, it's not a massive amount, but it's still like the thought, and it made me think, maybe I should actually start a Patreon for it. I don't actually have any clue if anyone will adopt this. I really want this game to be a proper thing, and I want to go over so much in this video, so I'm going to just start with the page itself. So basically the page is up now. All the images here, other than this Ashenville one, are basically proof of concept. So what you're seeing, yes, this is part of the game, but the actual graphics are going to change. So the general style of the game will look a little bit better eventually, because of just the thing of getting more artwork. It will take a while, but I'll get onto that in a bit. But I've got the story laid out here, so you can read it if you want. I've got the description that basically says exactly what it is. I put some notes down, but the biggest thing I think everyone wants to know is sort of just how the game is going to function in terms of the main basic bullet points. So number one, multiplayer, not going to happen. The game may get co-op, potentially, probably won't, but the main plan, I'm designing the game is supposed to be around single player. If there is any online elements, it might be like, I don't know, maybe an open player market type thing, but nothing more than that, or a leaderboard, but nothing else. It will just be purely offline, no DRM. It will just be completely, you could just play it, and it will be single player. Yeah, so it functions similar to Frontier. There's a block system. You go in between the blocks, you find things. Interiors currently aren't in the game. I want to get them in. There is, standard zombies. I've already got a couple of concepts laid out for new monsters and things. But the way the game is actually going to work in terms of release, I don't have a date. I don't have a prediction. But I have my plans, essentially. So the game will launch into early access on either Itch or Game Jolt, or both. Probably Game Jolt and potentially Itch. And essentially what will happen then is players can jump in. I haven't got a set price yet, but it'll be really cheap, like under $5. You'll jump in, you can support the game, and also give your feedback. The funds will go towards the game in terms of funding the artwork, or if I need special other things done, maybe promotion, sound, music, I don't know exactly, but right now most of the budget's going on art. All your funds are mainly just to keep the game in active development. So that's the plan with that. But again, no date for that, so that's planned in the future. I don't know when the game would actually release. I ain't got a clue. But I'm trying to get this to be exactly where it needs to be. I haven't done a massive amount of work on the game itself recently because I am at that point where I kind of need some graphics to help create a little bit of a base. But in terms of what you can expect in terms of playing the game, because I know that not many people are going to adopt the game instantly. I don't expect many people to buy it at all. But I will be making a demo that you can check out. That'll be eventually released. I don't know when, but it'll be before early access or around the same time. You can hop in. You'll have a small snippet of the city to explore, and you'll be able to. You'll just get a small snippet of the game. I might cap out where you can level up to or something like that, but you'll get a small version of the game basically, and that'll be a good little way for you to make a decision on whether you think it's an idea or not. So there's that, and that's kind of my plan at the moment. A whole bunch of stuff to do, but other than that, I decided to go ahead with a Patreon page because of Clayton's generosity. Now, I don't expect anyone to pledge, I'll make that very clear, but I've set it up as an option. So the idea right now is I've got 3 tiers, and I want to make a Discord server. I may have already made one, which will be linked in the description if there is one. And the role that you'll get from these tiers will specifically be for that Discord server. So I've got 3 tiers right now. Like I say, all the funds towards this, it is like a crowdfunding type deal. All the money towards this is going to go towards the game in any way possible. So for the standard Walker tier, you get the Patreon only posts, of course. That would be things maybe like special developer updates, developer videos, exclusive videos, that kind of thing. You'll get the role on the Discord, and you'll also get a credit under the name of Walker in the game. I'll put a credit section in the game, and I'll have a whole list of people who supported the game, and it'll be under like a tier Walker. So that's for $2. I wanted to try and keep it relatively low. I wasn't really sure what to price them at, but I knew what I wanted to price the next one at. So basically, the Challenger tier is kind of like the medium of it all. So you get everything that you get before. You get the Challenger credit, but you also get a free Pandemic Walker's key when early access launches. Now, I may decide, depending on if I'm released on multiple platforms, I may reach out to you and be like, hey, which platform do you want it on? And potentially, if I can arrange it, if I was to put it on Steam, then I would probably have it so if anyone has gone for this, or anyone's bought it on a different platform, I can try and get them a Steam key as well, because I know that most people like Steam. But I personally am not 100% confident in Steam right now because of my abilities. I don't think the game is necessarily 100% fit for Steam. But if it really does that well, then I'll probably do it. So that's that, and that's for early access. So you'll get the game for free when the early access version of the game launches, and that'll obviously give you access to the full thing when it finally comes out. And then you've got the Magician tier. Now, just for clarity, Magician is an enemy in the game. He's what I like to call the big baddie. Just so there's context there. Now, there's only 8 of these I put up because I wanted to be really careful with it. But you get access to everything else as before. You get the Magician credit instead. You get the Pandemic Walker's key for early access. But you also get access to like a closed beta type thing. Now, I'm not 100% sure. Like, I didn't want to make it a massive amount of people because, again, I don't like the full idea of just paying for early access. But and I'm going to have a proper team hopefully doing the beta testing and everything like that. But I wanted to put this here with a limit of about 8 people. I may even lower it to 5, I'm not 100% sure yet. For those who really want to be dedicated and are really interested in the game to that degree, you can go for this tier and you can support it. I want to also point out as well, this would only be like a one-time thing. I wouldn't expect you to continue pledging that much money each and every month until eventually the beta test starts, just to get access to it. My sort of way of looking at it is if I can hopefully I'm not 100% sure about it, but if I can contact you, and that's the same with all of these, right? If you support it once, you'll get the special credits, you'll get the key when it launches and all that. But if you support the Magician tier, you'll get it eventually. I'll have to contact you when it's actually ready somehow. I don't exactly know how, but if you don't want to stay for the full length, then obviously I don't expect you to. That's a lot of money per month. It's kind of annoying that you can't just set it to be like a one-time payment on Patreon for one tier, but that's the tiers. Like I said, this is a big move for me. I'm not used to this kind of marketing or really anything like this. I've never tried to crowdfund something, to be completely honest, and I don't expect anyone to actually go for it. But after Clayton donated some money towards the project, I thought, well, why not? You know, this is a dream of mine that I've had on the back burner for a while, and I've wanted to make a game of my own for so long, because I've made Five Nights at Freddy's fan games in the past, but they weren't my own, you know what I mean? They were not projects of mine. They were fan games of Five Nights at Freddy's, basically. And while this game is heavily inspired by DF, I do want to take it into my own hands and make it its own thing. And knowing that Neil's interested in it, and all the people supporting it and everything, I feel so humbled to try and create a proper thing out of it. And this is a pretty big step for me, and yeah, so it's obviously up to you. It's completely optional, but if you're interested, please give the Game Jolt page a look, potentially follow it if you've got an account. All helps, and if you want to go the extra mile, you can. I don't expect anyone to go for the Magician tier. I don't really expect anyone to go for the Walker tier, to be completely honest, but if you're interested in supporting the project, then I'll be humbled, to put it simply. I'll be very happy, and yeah, like I say, all money goes towards the game. This is a big deal for me, and it's a big step, so yeah. Thank you for watching, really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Thank you.